today we have Miss Erica Courtney visiting. We have her unbelievable Drop Dead Gorgeous collection. But before we get into that, I wanted to just have a little Q&A here with Erica. We've known each other for a while, but we haven't really got to know each other like we are going to today. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I mean, when did we meet? I feel like
I know it was before the AGS conclave. Was it here or Tucson?
I was trying to think of that.
Well, me too. But we knew each other before then. But that's my gauge to go at least say 8 years ago plus, because I know for a fact that happened. But I can't remember before that.
So Women's Jewelry Association is a nonprofit that we've been involved in for a long time, and I feel like I've always heard of you back in the day, and when I was on the road traveling, I got to really see what you were all about. But when we met, I think it was at maybe a WJA function or something. Probably, right?
Yeah.
I know. But now we're here together.
How
cool.
And
I have a store.
This is,
yeah, in my store. I've always worked for other people, but now that I have my store, I'm really able to carry the people that I love. So for you to be here with your Drop Dead Gorgeous jewelry is so exciting. So can you tell me just a little bit about, where you came from and how you got to this level of color? Our industry is unbelievable. We have so many beautiful diamonds and gems, but what you do is you are taking the best of the best in color, and diamonds are the accent, but the design is unbelievable. So tell me how you kind of rose to that pinnacle of collectible status color.
At first I was doing costume jewelry, then sterling silver, but to get to this level, I found a jeweler, and when I got my first piece, I had already had jewelers, but they just weren't as sophisticated jewelers, but it was silver, who cares, And when I found the jeweler that really could make my vision, it's like I literally felt the earth move under my feet, oh my God, this is gonna be stunning, just wait. And I was looking at the piece of jewelry just going what is this? Oh my God.
Yeah.
And with that inspiration that somebody can actually make what I wanted them to make, it was just I sometimes draw side notes when I'm getting inspired because I can't remember everything that I think is such a good idea because I'm drawing this piece, but I have to make side notes and write things down or draw a little, gem and do my thing so I could remember, because when that inspiration comes, it's a flood.
So you always have a notebook in your purse?
Oh yeah.
You're always doodling?
Yes, and it's a lot of times it's in front of the television, because I feel like in front of the television, you're watching something, but you're kind of not watching it, and at the end of it, I don't really know what I watched, and I really don't know how that got on the page, but it's sort of like automatic drawing where you're just not trying too hard. I think
that's so funny that you say that.
Yeah, I think for an artist to try too hard is the kiss of death. To let it happen, get somewhere where you can relax and empty your mind, and television is one of them, where you can totally empty your mind.
Yeah, I guess and exercising, right?
Yes.
When you're holding that plank for 30 seconds, the only thing you can think about is not falling down.
Or not dying.
One of the two. So funny. I guess I could see that when watching TV. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't try too hard. And listen, sometimes it doesn't happen. But I've learned to live with it, that my life isn't over if it doesn't happen. I mean, when I was younger, it was so hard for me to live with not drawing anything every night, or not designing something that I thought was fabulous every night. And now I'm just it'll happen when it happens, and when it happens, it's a flood, typically.
So you started designing sunglasses, then you went to sterling silver, and then you went into precious jewels. And I've listened to some interviews about you, which is hilarious because in all of our conversations, I never really took the time to get to know Erica. And so I listened to some interviews about you, and I was like, get out of here. That's how you started. Remember when I called you and I was like, can't believe this.
Yes.
And now look at you. I mean, just this piece that I'm wearing right now. Just tell me about it here.
Well,
dragon egg.
The dragon egg, yes. She keeps calling it a dinosaur egg, and everybody knows dinosaurs are extinct. It's a dragon egg. And it is actually, I think, over 100 karat green tourmaline with chrome diopside all around it. and diamonds everywhere, like about a gazillion diamonds, which is a technical term for a gazillion diamonds. You know?
But you know, I mean, when you're dealing with color, like, so I'm a gemologist, okay, and I appreciate fine color. And when we go to trade shows, there's a million booths, there's a million vendors, there's, 10 million gemstones everywhere, but you are getting the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the collectible status.
Right.
How did you decide, like, I'm going to be here and not here? Like, mediocrity is nowhere near this. This is so above and beyond. And, to make up your mind and say, this is what I'm going to do, like, when did that happen?
Okay. I found these gorgeous spessartite garnets that I had never heard of, and this peridot from Pakistan that was the most rich, beautiful color of peridot you ever saw. And I went and asked a guy that was sort of like my mentor. I said, what do you think this peridot over here costs? He goes, no. Don't you dare buy. That's too expensive. That's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. I said, and then there's these spessartite. Have you ever heard of spessartite? No, I haven't heard of it, but you're not spending that much money on no spessartite garnet either. I can tell you that right now. It should be this. And I was like, okay. And I marched right back over to that booth, and I spent $10,000 on all this stuff. And I brought it back to him. I said, I don't care what you say. I'm taking this. It's so gorgeous. And he goes, you know what? I really don't even know what that is. That's unusual. That's different. It's a different thing than I thought it was. And that sort of sparked my thought of, why am I not in this game?
Right.
And I was looking at this book called The Old Masters at my house with my husband. And I closed the book and I said, do you know what? You see this book? I'm going to be in this book. And he goes, oh, good, do that. I said, no, I'm going to be in this book one day, The Old Masters. I'm going to be next to Tiffany. I'm going to be next to Cartier. That's what I'm going to do. And he goes, I think you should do that. I had no idea how. I put it in my head, and that's what I wanted to do. I'm not sure I ever thought I was going to get there, but it was lovely to think about while I was living that dream that I'm going to be in that book. One day I'm going to be in that book.
That's so amazing.
And I guess that's going to happen hopefully one day when I'm
It
dead and gone.
absolutely will. When we
I mean, I
see-
am in books already, but
Of course. I mean, she's like an umpteen, award-winning designer with award-winning cutters. I mean, it's really spectacular.
Thank you.
It is absolutely spectacular. So when I was going to school studying gems, that's really what I loved, color. But always wanting to have my own thing, but taking 20 years to get here, I sold diamonds.
Yeah.
It was diamonds. As I'm looking on my TV, real is rare, real is a diamond. Like, this is what I feel like the consumers think jewelry is all about. But
Yeah.
color is really where it's at, and it's more rare than a diamond.
Way
more rare than a diamond. And you know how we see fashion trends like, people wearing the herringbone chain, which is that flat gold chain.
Yes.
Like, it's coming back now. Like,
Yeah.
how, it was, 25 years ago when people would wear that, or the rope chains, right? So color has been around forever, but I feel like color is making a huge comeback right now in our industry. Like, we're even seeing the big boys trying to, to make affordable color, which is commercial color, which is nothing even close to what we're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I wanted to, see, like, how did you decide that you were going to be at the pinnacle of color, at, the top, putting all the color on the pedestal? You have so many award-winning pieces. It's just incredible to me.
I don't think I decided I was going to do that.
It just happened.
I just did what I wanted to do.
Well, and
I
you were
think-
drawn to it. It sounds
I was
like
drawn to
you're
it.
like, what is this paradigm?
Yeah, why is that here? What is that? Where'd that come from?
Right.
I've never seen anything like that. I was drawn to the unusual, and I also wasn't raised in the business. And sometimes when you're raised in the business, all you can think of is that, listen, this is what sells. Diamonds sell. If you get color, get the cheapest crap you can find,
Right.
and try to sell that. And you're just underserving your clients that deserve the best of the best.
I agree.
I mean, I know I can't sell to every single person, but I do believe every single person deserves jewelry. So there's a
100%.
place for you know, and what's precious and what's semi-precious. To me, all jewelry is precious. It cost $149, and that gentleman had to work for 4 months to save up for that. Are you going to tell me that's not precious?
Right.
For sterling
You're right.
silver and amethyst ring, it's the most precious, you know, gifts that you can get that people have to actually save for. But you know, I just followed my heart and I didn't listen. So many people had advice for me. Don't you dare, Erica. Oh my God, that costs too much money. Don't make a setting like that. Nobody's gonna pay for your settings. Oh my God, don't do this, don't do that. And guess what? I was just like, if they understood,
Right?
they would understand, but they don't understand. And that was almost like, I hate to say, an uneducated thought in my head, because there is a way that we've done business for all these years.
Sure.
And I didn't have that taint in my head on how not to do business. I opened my heart, did what I loved, and this is what happened. And I think that's what everybody should do. I think to sit there and get the same old jewelry in your jewelry store and constantly try to give them the same old stuff, like, come on, you guys, there's so much out there.
Yep.
There's so much beautiful stuff out there.
100%. And you know, when I took over the store, it was, you know, it was kind of a traditional, like mediocre, you know, average jewelry, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Not at all. And being born and raised in this town, working for others, being very active in the Women's Jewelry Association, inviting all the jewelers and anybody in this industry to events, getting to know what was out there, working on the strip, really seeing what our state has to offer, our city, if you will. I wanted to do what was completely opposite, okay? And what sells here on average is, you know, 30 days, one-of-a-kind pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to specialize in. And just like what you said, when people say, what are you doing? You have to replace the same old thing. I don't want to do that. You know, I want you to have this piece and that's it. You're the only one with it.
Me too.
Because that's what makes it so special. And you can't, when you're dealing with this color, like Mother Nature does not produce another one of these.
No.
Okay?
No.
Right?
No.
Exactly.
No, it's so incredibly rare. Some of the gems that I have are so incredibly rare. Don't even try to come get them in 10 years. There's not going to be one left over from anything unless you're buying used jewelry.
Let's talk about the pearls on her neck and the pearls in my ears for a minute. So, you know, this is a Tahitian pearl strand. She'll tell you about that drop dead
Peacock color
in a minute. But they are going to be like extinct in the next probably, you know, decade plus.
Yeah. You know, they probably will. Who knows?
With
you
what's
know?
I just read this huge article from the Culture Pearl Association talking about how our waters, you know, global warming, you can't get this type of size combined with that luster. She said peacock, so that's that overtone of greens and purples and blues. You have a whole strand that's graduated perfectly.
Without a big giant one in the center, which I hate. You know?
With no blemishes, so it's like perfectly round on top of it. Like, this is not anything that you can just readily get. This probably took maybe 15 years to match, to put together.
At the very least.
Okay.
And you know, every pearl is like 5 years. So when you think of, you have like, I don't know how many pearls are on here, but like 30 pearls times 5, that's 150 years of making this necklace.
Can you believe that? Think about that. And it's only like a couple $100,000, right? You know what?
No, this is not. This is $80,000.
$80,000, okay? But
Yes.
with that pendant, it's probably, okay? But
Yeah.
the point of the story is like, this is not something that you can just reproduce like that.
No. In fact, I had a lady she wanted to buy the strand of pearls that was special, that I had found these gorgeous oval shapes that were all these crazy colors back when you could buy crazy colors, because no one knew about them except for me, but I thought I had the best ones, but I didn't. But now they're the best and most popular ones now. But and she came back to me for 10 years, and every day she'd walk in, I'd go, girl, forget it. I told you to buy it. Forget it. I know why you're here. Forget it. You're not getting that. You're not getting that pearl strand again. It's over. There was one. All pearl strands, all jewelry is one of a kind in its way. You know what I mean? That sparkle and that gem caught your eye. Gems pick you. You don't pick them. They catch your eye, and you can't live without them.
Yeah, I love that. Gems pick you.
They do.
Well, they have these like special properties about them.
They do, and they're seductive, and that's actually how I buy them. I kind of walk down the middle of the trade show, and if something can catch my eye through the glass, in the plastic case or whatever it's in, I'm just like, and they're just sitting there going, come here.
Let's talk about that too for a minute, because you know, we do have some unbelievable trade shows that we go to, but I think one of the coolest parts about your jewelry is that you go to the source.
Yes.
On top of like dealing with the best suppliers in the world.
Yes.
But you go to the source and
I
you
do.
buy, you know, special pieces from the individual. Like you are impacting, it gives me chills because you're doing good on a global scale on top of just creating this amazing heirloom quality. So tell about like some of the places that you've been, maybe your, you know, top 5 or top 3 that, you know, the gemstone, maybe even start with the one that's on your neck or this one here. Like, give me a place that you went to.
Well, I've been to the emerald mines in Colombia. That was a crazy, crazy trip. I've been to Mozambique where I lost my jungle boots in a boat crash on the river, and had to spend the next 3 days in the jungle with 0 shoes, you know, not even socks. I got stung by a scorpion. That was miserable. It hurt so much, like I literally fell on the floor. It hurt so much.
What was your first one?
The first mine trip?
Yeah.
The first mine trip, I went to Tanzania.
Oh my gosh.
And
what
to
a
the
place to
Tanzanite
go.
mine.
Oh my
Yes, the Tanzanite Foundation set up this beautiful trip for us, and we got off the plane late that night. They came the next morning, and I was all ready to go. I was in the best shape of my life, and I'm thinking, well, I mean, I saw the 7 Dwarfs. I know how they mine. I mean, I saw that on television, so I thought it was going to be sort of like, you know, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. I'll be Snow White because I like to be a princess, and we're going to get in our thing, and we're going to go down to the mine singing the whole way. Well, no, there's none of that. And you're climbing down this thing. In this case, it was 250 meters. And they're like, okay, now Erica, rappel. And I'm like, rappel? I barely know what you're talking about. I wear high heels, I don't rappel. Like, what is going on here? What are they asking me to do? Somebody better get behind me and catch me, you know, because there's no way I can do that. I've never trained to rappel down anything. And then, of course, as hot as it is and as tiring as to get down, you have to get back up. Now, I ate my normal breakfast. I had maybe 2 eggs and 1 piece of toast. And that's just not enough calories to get back
To
up.
repel.
To repel or get back up. And I was shaking, you know, because I feel like I just didn't have enough calories in my body to get back up. But I was just like, oh my God, what if I don't get back up? Oh my God, when we get down there, I need some water. There's water down there. And I thought, oh good, there's where my lunch is going to be down there, right? I mean, America Courtney, of course there's going to be lunch down there waiting for me. There wasn't. And when we got down there, the guys that were helping us down said, Anton, Erica wants water. And out of his sweaty hot jumpsuit comes a half a bottle of steaming hot water from his body heat. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, obviously I took it, you know, and drank it like I was going to the electric chair, like in 5 seconds. I was so thirsty. And then we got back up, but I swear, that was so hard. It was so hard. And
But what a humbling experience too, to see like where
beautiful
these pieces come from. And you know, Tanzanite, for those of you who don't know, it comes out of Tanzania, one place in the world.
In the world.
Period, end of story.
Yeah.
And that is going to be extinct.
Oh yeah,
soon.
in 20 or so years. And let me tell you what I loved about the Tanzanite mine and Tanzanite. First of all, the Tanzanite mine is graphite. So with your headlight, everywhere you look, graphite sparkles. So it was almost like a magical
Cave.
Yeah, cave that you kind of overlook the dirt and everything that you're seeing, and little pockets where there was Tanzanite, which typically has crystal and pyrite in it. So they would leave that, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. In every single hole, and they said, yes, there's always pyrite crystal there.
And how long ago was this? Because Tanzanite Foundation is no more now.
Right.
So what is this?
I'm going to say
2015?
2008, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, like 15.
Yeah,
11.
yeah, long time ago.
Wow.
And
So that was your first trip.
that was my first mine trip.
Being in the industry for so long is relatively kind of recent, right?
Yeah, people didn't
11
go
years
back
ago.
then. Even then, designers didn't go. Even now, while some designers have gone, they don't go like I do. I mean, I go at least once a year. And I love it because I want to see what's happening. I want to see how it's mined. I want to see the conditions. I want to meet the guys that mine it. Sure. You know, what you don't know about those guys is they love it. They are dying to be the one to find it. And if you ever get a little basket of gems, you know, you're just kind of doing the same thing too. Just one more time. I just want to go through another basket. Can I find something? Even though you can't have it, you have to buy it. You're just like, I just know I can find something right now. And that's how they feel every day, you know, which is super cool. And when they do find something, it's super great for them because they share in the wealth and everything. So I love that. But finding super rare gems hardly ever comes along. You know, if you filled a vat of gems this big and this tall, you'd probably have maybe this many that are worthy of real collectible gems. You know, the rest is more commercial, I'd say. You know.
Unbelievable. Tell me about your necklace pendant.
Oh, this whole thing. This is a 2-carat Brazilian Paraíba, which, as you know, the price has shot up to the ceiling.
Since we're talking about rarity.
Yes,
Okay.
this is extremely rare to have a 2-carat. It's one of our most treasured stones, way more expensive than a diamond, unless you're talking about a blue or a fabulous pink diamond, way more expensive. And then you have canary tourmalines, these yellow ones, and then more Brazilian, and then mint garnets. These little light green ones are mint garnets.
The way you combine color, is most color that you see, pedestrian color.
Yes.
It's like piece of color, diamond halo.
Yeah.
Like, okay, which is still gorgeous. Okay, let's not be a hater on the halo.
Yeah.
But
and I love a halo.
I love a halo too. But when you are doing all this color, different colors together, like look at, I'm wearing a couple different pearls.
Oh, I want to tell you.
With mixed color. I love wearing 2 different earrings, but there's a little story behind wearing one black and one white.
Yes.
That Miss Erica is going to tell you. And these are not normal by any means. Faceted, mermaid. Go ahead, take it away.
Well, you know, the goddess Venus had
Yes.
2 lovers.
Oh.
The goddess of love, right? And so one of her lovers gave her a pair of black pearls, and the other lover gave her a pair of white pearls. And she was meant to wear whichever lover she chose that night to wear either the black or the white. And she wore one of each. I love her. What an independent woman. She's a boss babe. Right?
So fabulous. So
It's called Venus's Tears to wear one black and one white.
shall we go play with some of your jewelry now?
Sure. Let's do
Come
it.
on, come on over. Let's jump in to this juicy color. OMG. How about we talk about this like a little jewel box here on your chest?
Well, this, when I was playing with this, I was just looking at that gem, and all of a sudden I started drawing, and I thought, well, what is going to go under here? Because I want something big, over 100 carats. And the more things I drew in the gallery, the more I thought it has to be big. So I called up a cutter and asked him if they had any colorless topaz, and we had it cut just for this piece. And it fit right on the drawing, which was a miracle. And on here we have rubellite, mandarin garnet, Mahenge spinel, and a bigger Mahenge spinel over 3 carats. Mahenge spinel is a collector stone. It's a gem that is never heated. You can't change the color. It comes out of the ground like that.
Comes out of one part of the world, okay? And maybe enough spinel in the world is like the size of 2 soccer balls, okay?
Yes.
So like you're never gonna see not only a piece like this again, but this type of coloring matched to perfection. Forget about it. You wanna be part of the 100 Carat Club? Let's go.
Yes.
And let's talk about this unbelievable rarity here.
Well, I love this mandala. You know, mandalas are the most sacred symbols in the Hindu religion, and 8 is also a lucky number, but it represents the universe. When I saw this 27 carat chrysoberyl in that completely gorgeous chrysoberyl color, I decided to use Paraíba tourmaline there, and then these Blue Lagoon tourmalines and these canary tourmalines up here. It is spectacular. And I've never seen a 27 carat chrysoberyl, have you?
No,
Not
I've
with
never
color like
seen
that.
a lot of what you're talking about here, but I just want to point out to you, like all of your pieces, the back is just spectacular as well. Not that you would wear it on the other side, but I mean, the workmanship is just sensational.
You know, I want to show you a couple of things here that we haven't really talked about today, but what about some gray and black spinel? So here we have gray spinel, grayish black spinel with black jade, which I just love. Here's another pair. I mean, it's just so new on the market to have these blacks and grays. And this one has the faceted pearl, and it has these beautiful pinks at the top of it and blues in that pearl. This one is much bigger with also faceted pearl with the spinels. If you look up spinels on the internet, the first thing that pops up is it's a collector's stone. And what's interesting about spinels is they're never heated. They don't really respond to anything except for maybe the blues a little bit, but all the rest of them come out of the ground just like that.
Just amazing.
Well, Jenny, you love this little podparacha.
I love podparacha.
I do too. And this one is super special. You know, podparacha means
lotus flower.
In Sanskrit, that's correct.
And when you have that beautiful pinkish orange that comes out of the ground, naturally its color, like, get out.
Especially this is the exact color of a lotus flower. Some of them vary. But podparacha being a natural color like this, most of the sapphires in the world, probably 95% or even more, are heated to get the color, just to finish the job that nature didn't get to finish. But that one came out of the ground like that, which is an amazing thing in itself.
And it's only $24,000, honestly. Like, that's an incredible price.
It is with little
for
beautiful
a rare
diamond hearts on the
here.
side. It's so
sweet.
cute.
So sweet. But all of your rings, I mean, the attention to detail. I love when you pick up a ring. Oh, let me see that. And you're like, look at it this way, right?
Yes, because there's so much to look at.
There's so much to look at, all the detail. I mean, even this one that I'm wearing right now, which is just amazing. Tell me about this one, this Paraíba tourmaline.
And this is also African Paraíba.
Get out of here.
Even this green one is copper bearing, which, by the way, when I bought that stone, I saw it from across the room. I said, what is that? I want it. Give it to me right now. There's one space for a diamond. We will send it back to the jeweler to get it done. These 4mm Paraíbas probably took me 4 months to get because it's just such a big stone for Paraíba, and to get them matching and to get them that big is amazing.
Like, look at all this color. Tanzanite, Mexican fire opal, you know, all the accents with color.
This is
the
an
way you
opalized
play with color.
clamshell that I had cut in an oval. Isn't that cool?
Talk about a clamshell. Like, look at that. I mean, I have on my hand probably, like, I don't know, $500,000.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, insane. Tell me about this opalized clamshell, though.
Well, you know, for some reason, there are a lot of opalized clamshells. In fact, I even have a little collection of them myself. But this one was almost oval as it was, and it was kind of flatter, so it must have been a big one. So I had them cut it to make that into a ring opal, and I just think it's
so
stunning.
cool, and it's low profile,
Uh-huh.
right? Mm-hmm. Look at that play of color. The
It's
flashes
amazing.
of orange and red. Look at how the little prongs hold the opal in place. Very feminine. Everything you do is super femme.
I mean,
Very
it's
girly.
so amazing how things get opalized. Like, I've seen opalized wood and even sold it in earrings. I've seen an opalized dinosaur in Australia that the Cody brothers have in their museum.
It's from the Muzo mine, this
It
Colombian
is
emerald.
definitely from the Muzo mine. And when I got it, I was like, wow, this is stunning. I love it. And the first thing that happened, I was like, somebody give me a Sharpie right now. And I drew on the emerald.
Did you?
Right then and there.
Wow.
And within 1 second, I was totally enamored by this rock. It's just a giant emerald rock. And I sent it to the jeweler to have it made just like this.
And I love this. Let me try it on.
And it's award-winning.
Well, everything you have is award-winning, I swear. Oh my God. But, you know, I saw a picture of this on your social media because I loved the cage work. But just goes to show you people, pictures do not do the jewelry justice, because seeing it now, I mean, it's huge. It's got amazing heft. And this cage is no joke. I mean, this is solid gold, hand drilled with these diamonds. It's unbelievable. And it comes off. I love how all your pieces have these detachable bails. So, you know, if you don't want to wear this gorgeous chain with it, you can wear it by itself, or you can put it on something shorter. Oh, I got this fabulous pearl. And let's segue into this pearl. I'm so obsessed with all these pearls too right now. Everything, we've got a wide variety of freshwater Keshis. It's kind of a new deal right now when it comes to pearls. Let's talk about this guy.
These are micro paved with abalone shell and hand painted with gold.
Hand painted with gold.
Yes, real gold. Can you imagine? Tiny little hand painted with gold.
Okay, so this jewelry that we have in our case today does not happen overnight. Okay, and I know there's so many different aspects of this business for you, but tell me, when you went from silver costume, you started with costume,
then sterling,
and then like
then
how do you
this.
get here? Yeah, so how did that transition happen?
Well, you have to start in silver then to know that transition, because when I moved to LA, it was such a different inspiration, which seems like how can that be so different? But it is. When you live a different place, there's a different vibe and a different inspiration, and I had to find it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm tired of going to findings houses for my costume jewelry and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm over it. So I decided I was going to make my own models in sterling.
Okay.
I mean, in sterling, to bring them to the findings, to the white metal people, to have them make them like that, right? And so as I was doing these pieces of jewelry, I really kind of was in the zone. I didn't even really know what I was doing. I'm cutting out these hearts and crosses, and I still don't even really know what to do with these hearts and crosses. So I started automatically writing love notes to my new boyfriend on all my jewelry. Okay, so it would be like, forever my heart, my baby, I love you, or cross my heart and hope to die for you, for you. I wrote the love notes all over this jewelry.
How though? Were you
I
carving
had
it, hand carving?
Well, my ex-boyfriend at the time, / ex-husband after the fact, bought me some tools downtown with the wax, and he came and just dumped this stuff on my desk. I didn't know what it was. I didn't care. I'm going to make this jewelry just the way I want to, and some sheets of wax and things like that. And I didn't know that you carved wax.
Okay.
So I built it, and I figured you couldn't have a hole in it. I mean, a bubble in there anywhere. So I tried to make sure there were no bubbles in there as I was building it. I don't even know where I got some of this knowledge, but I did.
Trial and error. Just practice.
Yeah.
Play.
But this
Just
was
play.
my first time. I didn't have any like formal training. I'm not even a GG now. My assistant came over and she goes, "What are you doing? This is not what we talked about. What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know where this came from. It just sort of happened." And she was like, "Okay, we're doing this in silver." I was like, "No, we're not, because you know what? Silver earrings are this big for $10, and that's not what I'm doing." And she was like, "Girl, you don't have to, and we wouldn't be able to do that if it's made in America anyway." So, you know, designer silver jumped up in the universe.
And what was that, in like the 90s? Like the early 90s?
Yes, very early 90s, because I moved to LA in 1989.
Okay.
And so what happened was that I decided to do the silver. I found a jeweler that would do it, and through a number of trial and errors, I did it. Everybody loved it. So I went from these big giant Austrian crystal, Swarovski crystal earrings to these little bitty earrings and love notes all over everything. And I got the front page of Women's Wear Daily, which was the biggest thing on earth, to get the front page of Women's Wear Daily with my rings that you could see the letters, and just stacked pendants and earrings, and it was so cute and it was so good.
That was like when it became real. That like Erica has like been placed on the map now.
No, I was placed on the map before that. When I did the watches with the crystals on it, we sold maybe 100,000 watches, and they weren't cheap. You know, they weren't expensive either for what they were, but they weren't cheap.
But that was costume.
That was costume.
That was costume.
Ago,
so, but Women's Wear Daily with your silver, that's like, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And I had been in Women's Wear Daily many times, but the cover of Women's Wear Daily is just the pinnacle of costume or sterling silver or whatever. And it kind of really jump-started the silver career. And people would come over and go, "Erica, what are you doing? Does it sell?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm not in any stores yet with this. You know, try it." And they're so romantic.
Oh my
and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" But you know, which really touched my heart, because then right before I showed it, I thought, "Oh my God, if people don't like this jewelry, they just don't like me." And I didn't feel like that before, because all my feelings were on that jewelry. And my hands made that jewelry, and so I was so intimidated. And I had a bunch of people backing me up saying, "No, girl, you got this. You can do it. You got it." And I'm like, "Oh, but what if people don't like me?" Oh, that's all I could think about, is what if people don't like me.
Who cares?
They love it.
I don't care if people don't like me.
They love it. So while I was doing that, you asked about the gold, right? while I was doing that, I decided to make a little gold ring for myself. And when I went to my clients, which are typically dress shops, they were not jewelry stores at all, they were like, oh, why do you get a gold ring? And I'm like, I'm happy to make you a gold ring. And then I made a pair of earrings for myself. And they're like, I want the pair of earrings. And then I
And gold was born.
And gold
was born.
And I paved a pair, and everybody was like, give me that. So now I'm selling.
Pave is like diamonds everywhere. What you're saying? Pave within a millimeter, an inch.
An inch of its life.
An inch of its life.
Yeah. So I started doing pave, and I was even doing paved silver. So we're selling even like, you know, $10,000 earrings out of dress shops that the dresses are $400.
Wow.
You know, it just grew to that level. And so I started to go to JCK. And
Which is our big, huge trade show.
yeah, and everybody thought, what is that? What is she doing? I don't even know what that stuff is because it looks so handmade.
Pave silver
And gold.
and gold.
And
But
it
no
was-
gems at this point.
Yeah, and there were some, not a
little
lot,
bit.
not a lot, not like now. But it wasn't the time. It wasn't the time. It was really pearls. That was the thing. All the coppery colored greens, blues,
Okay.
which were the ones they kept in the safe, which I didn't know about. I thought they were the good ones. And I don't even know how I knew about them. Honestly, I can't put my finger on how I found out about the greens.
I
and
love pearls.
pistachios.
I have a sea of pearls. We are going to be doing some pearl stuff
I
here.
love pearls.
So you have been known to dress a lot of celebrities. So tell me, like, what was your biggest moment of, you know, the aha moment of your jewelry being on a celebrity?
Okay, so one time I made this beautiful, since you love pearls, you'll love this story, beautiful pair of Celsi pearl earrings. And when I made them and I put the pearl on with a little pin, I went, oh my God, these would look so good on Elizabeth Taylor. I just want her to come buy these, just come buy this pair of earrings. Now, she wasn't my client. A few weeks later, in walks Jose Ebert, who is one of her best friends. And one of her best friends. And he goes, Erica, darling, I need a gift for someone important. And I said, okay, tell me what you want to do. He goes, it's got to be expensive. She gave me this gold Cartier watch. And I said, oh, okay. So I thought, I'm showing him some things that are not that expensive because I don't know what expensive is until you tell me.
Right.
And back then I was a little more timid of showing you my best things. And he goes, oh, I don't want that. I want something better. And I said, who's this for, Jose? And he goes, it's for Liz. And I went, okay. So anyway, like I could care less. I'm just trying to help him, right? So I said, do you know what earrings I just made that I thought would look good on her? Or these? And he goes, well, how much do those cost? And I told him, and he goes, not enough. I said, well, I have a bracelet for you. And I was like, hold on a second. Here. And I gave him to him, and I ran in the kitchen. I was like, oh my God, Elizabeth Taylor. Oh my God, I can't even believe this. Oh my God, what if she keeps them? Oh my God. And I'll be in her collection. Oh my God. And then I composed myself, and I came back out there, and I said, so, yes, I have a bracelet for you. And he goes, I'll tell you something. If she doesn't like it, she's bringing it back. And I was like, okay. Well, I forgot all about it. Don't ask me. It was probably 3 or 4 months later. I totally forgot all about this whole transaction because the Academy Awards came and so many things happened in my life. And my husband at the time says, who's that on the cover of the Globe and the Inquirer? I said, Elizabeth Taylor. And he goes, what's she wearing? I said, I don't know. And he goes, I like her earrings. And I was just like, oh, are you kidding me? She kept them. Oh my God. So there she was on the cover of the Globe, the National Enquirer, and the Star magazine, you know, all those magazines. Liz Taylor with the worst picture, unfortunately, but I didn't care. I put them up in my booth, and everybody at the show said, are you obsessed with John Benet Ramsey? And I was like, no, I'm obsessed with Elizabeth Taylor wearing my earrings, that's what, because she was on the cover too at the same time. It was so funny. But anyway, that was a huge moment.
And Elizabeth Taylor, like I have a book of hers, and if I were to have dinner with anybody, you know, celebrity-wise, that's who I'd want to have dinner with.
Yes.
And, you know, her jewelry collection was unbelievable. When, unfortunately, she passed away, I went to the museum to see her whole collection.
That's
and
amazing.
She truly had a love affair with jewelry, and she owned it all.
Yeah.
It's not like anybody just gave it to her or let her borrow it. It was her jewelry. So that's amazing that one of your pieces was in her collection. Two. The bracelet and the ears.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was a big moment, I thought, and just dressing for the Academy Awards, I had done it so many times and heard my name on the red carpet so many times from actresses, and it never occurred to me that I would hear Erica Courtney, Harry Winston, Chopard, all these giant houses, and me.
Right.
And one day I was like, you guys, I think that's really cool in my office, and they're like, you think it is? And I went, yeah, I think it must be really cool to be dressing the stars at the Academy Awards. They're saying my name. They're like, Erica, you're the only one that doesn't know it's really cool, really. Because it is really cool, and it doesn't happen for everybody.
I am so blessed to be around such gorgeous jewelry. And, one of the things that I found really interesting with what you had said earlier about wearing your jewelry is, you don't have to be going to someplace fancy to wear such gorgeous jewelry, right?
No, a lot of times people say that to me, and I'm like, no, listen, we don't have those events to go to anymore that we really dress up, which I'm really sad about because I love getting dressed up. But why can't you just put your jewelry on every day and wear it? What's it doing in the safe?
Right.
It's ridiculous to keep it in the safe. Just put it on and wear it. How pretty is
I mean,
that?
I love what you're wearing black jeans.
Yes.
And this cute
regular black jeans.
This cute tank top, and you've got $250,000 around your neck.
Yeah.
And you look fabulous. And that's the thing is, you could be wearing,
It doesn't look out of place.
No,
right?
it doesn't. It doesn't. And I was
Yeah.
saying that earlier about your earrings. Like, oh, you could wear that every day. You can wear everything every day. Why not? Because life is too short, right?
That's right.
So why not wear the very best? Why not invest in drop dead gorgeous color?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right, because it's only getting more and more expensive as the years go on. I mean, I can't tell you how much things have gone up, and now gold is going up.
I know,
Time
it's
to
like
buy.
5-year high.
Yeah, time to
Five-year
buy.
high. I'm so thrilled to be back doing what I love, having my own store, and for you to be here to support, and 2 women doing what they love. Like, it means a lot to me. It's so amazing. I feel unbelievable wearing this. It's like I'm a princess, and I love you for being here, and I appreciate you.
Well, after all these years of friendship, how could I not come here? I was dying to support your store and come see your store and just see what you've done. I'm so proud of you.
And it continues to grow.
Yes.
It continues to grow.
Thank you so much.
So welcome.